Welcome back. This is now week 3 at Okayama. Just a reminder of my season targets: aiming for a top 5 finish every race and a net gain in safety rating and iRacing. You know the drill. So here's the circuit. It's the short circuit, so I really struggled this week. Really struggled with this track. Don't know if it was because of the overcast conditions and my general inexperience and beginnerness. But yeah, it was a tough one. So here's the qualifying lap from the cockpit. I was reasonably satisfied with this, but I didn't get a lot of time to practice this track. Which in itself was a lesson learned, because since this week, the week 3, I've got a bit more of a plan in place to get more consistent training in, rather than relying on just having a bit of spare time. So we've got a decent lap in there. It wasn't terrible, but it was very much midfield. So you can see we're starting 7th on the grid, about a second off the pace, which, you know, it's acceptable. Although with my target being to finish in the top 5, I set myself a bit of a strong challenge for this week with P5, because, like I say, I've really struggled with this track in these conditions. Even though it's not like it's wet or anything, but it's just a little bit colder. It just felt a little bit, I don't know, tricky on the track to maintain grip, and I lost a lot of confidence in the car and in my ability to control it. I spun off a lot there in practices, and yeah, it was this corner as well. I just did not get on with that corner. So a real challenge. This as a beginner, and in week 3, I mean, I've had 5 competitive weeks. The first couple of weeks were the end of the last season, and they were just me seeing what the game was like, seeing if I actually enjoy it. Turns out I do really enjoy it. It's a brilliant game. So here we are in a competitive season where already on week 3 it's the reality's hitting home that whilst this is a game, it's not just a game. It's very much a hobby, and even those people in my split, and I think I might be slightly overinflated on my iRating, just because you start on 1300 when you qualify from rookies into Class D, and so because you don't have an iRating before when you're a rookie, actually in the rookie class. So whilst I'm technically still a rookie this season, getting my D license thanks to my safety rating means that I started at 1300. You start at 1300 and it's yours to lose from there. And because I've got so little experience and I'm not a quick driver, and I don't have any racecraft, I just kind of hope for the best at the moment. I'm still trying to learn what makes a good pass, what makes a good position on the track when you're in traffic and all that sort of stuff. So and holding line and pace whilst in traffic and behind cars, I'm struggling with. As you'll see with my battle with the car number 7, the red and black car in front now. The battle with that car, it was great. I really enjoyed the battle, but it wasn't half stressful. And I mentioned last week about the adrenaline dump that I get at the start of these races. I was shaking, hands and feet shaking, and like really tense. So again, really struggling to just control that as well. and I think part of that does come from lack of confidence in my ability to get the car around the track in one piece, let alone compete in the race. But I didn't let that put me off trying a few things. This was my best race of the week in terms of position, which says a lot really, considering I started 7th on the grid, and that was my best starting position as well, I think. So really really challenging. And I had an incident in another race that I got taken out intentionally by some guy that well, I'll play the clip at the end. Stick around till the end and you'll get to see what happened. But let's just say the guy didn't seem to be racing for a week after I put the report in. So the guys at iRacing obviously thought he was a bit of a cheeky monkey for what he did and deserved a bit of R&R time. So getting back to this race, I'm struggling, trying to keep on course for a top 5. I've got car number 7 pushing hard, but I've managed to get past him, which was fortunate. He drove well and he gave me space. I tried to give him space, and we were both at a pretty similar standard. It was a nice little battle, this, to be honest. But I'm at this point just hoping the cars in front give me a bit of a gap when they make a mistake. So we've obviously already had one spin that I've just gone past there, and that was a mistake there. What I did there, I was trying to fill his mirrors, and I just did it at the wrong place. That's inexperience speaking, I think, because you can see I then saw the number 7 car come up the outside, and I was just thinking I need to box him in now behind the car in front. Unfortunately, the car in front, they were both a lot faster than me on the straight, because I just took a terrible exit on the corner, and it ended up with me then braking late and giving him a little nudge to the car in front. Fortunately, the 7 car ran wide, and the car in front of me, I gave him a nudge, so he shot off around the corner, and I managed to somehow maintain my place. So after all that, we're still in the same position as we were before, and I've learnt a valuable lesson there about picking the right time to fill the mirrors of the car in front, because getting yourself offline on a really important corner is not the time or the place to be dicking around trying to fill someone's mirrors and put them off their driving. So I can see the cars in front look like they're about to start getting close and maybe having a bit of a ding-dong. So my main priority at this point now is to keep up, try and stay within a second of the car in front, preferably closer. And then if anybody makes a mistake, I'm there to pounce on it. And at this point in the race, I've got quite a lot of trust in the car behind me. Car number 7 is clearly a competent driver and wants to finish the race cleanly. So that really helped in this race. So I just want to say thank whoever, I can't remember what his name is, maybe you'll see it at the end when I put the results up. But the car number 7, a big thanks to him, because he actually made this race a lot more enjoyable, I think, than it would have been otherwise. I managed to pick up a place there, which was nice. The cars in front were battling, and just the chasing car overcooked it a bit and went up and over the boot of the car in front. So I've now not only made up a place but caught this guy up as well. Whether we can do anything with this guy remains to be seen. so he's already managed to increase the gap on that lap. So I don't think I'm going to get this guy at this point. And then I overcook it on that corner entry, which was just a bit silly because now I've got number 7 right up behind me again. I'm back under pressure. So it's another learning experience there, is that the smallest of errors can put you in the most difficult positions that are totally avoidable. So this week at least helped me to realise what I need to do more of to be more confident and be more familiar with a track. In terms of consistency of driving, one thing I've noticed is I'm running a Logitech G29, and I know that it's an entry-level wheel, they're decent, the pedals are fine. Apart from the brake, I really struggle with the brake. So it's my birthday coming up, so I've asked my brother and sister to get me a True Brake mod for my pedals. And here you can see in P6 in the end, so only one off target. But yeah, Stephen Weller, that was the chap behind me. Thank you, Stephen, that was a good race. I enjoyed the little battles. So qualified with 101, and then managed to actually maintain that pace for the majority of the laps. Not all the laps, but the majority of the laps. Did a good fast lap on lap 7, but ultimately I need to be quicker on that circuit, and that comes down to confidence, and confidence in the brakes, which I don't have at the moment with the G29. So there was a more challenging week with a higher strength of field, but P6, I'll take that, considering the amount I struggled. Unfortunately, I have had a drop in iRating and safety rating, mostly in the iRating, but a little bit frustrating there, but it happens. On to the highlights.
Behind the wheel, the world slows down as I look around.
So this is the incident that I really, it's really wound me up, this did, in terms of what's the point. So that was a mistake by the car in front of me. He had a bad start, I went to go around him, I was going dead straight and he turned left. Only slightly, but if you watch, I go to the left and then straighten up. He just angles himself into the left as I'm going past him. Yeah, was just really frustrating. Now, fortunately, I was able to carry on with my race, but the car 5 obviously wrecked himself and ended up in the pits. So he repaired himself and came out of the pits and proceeded to slowly drive around the track. I'm on my merry way the other side of the course doing the race. You can see now the leader and the cars in the race are coming and catching him up. He's still slowly bimbling around the track. Now this, looking at the replay, this is blatantly obvious what he's doing and who he's looking for, but I was totally oblivious. I was totally focused on my race, desperately trying to just hang on in there. I was already in last place because this guy took me out at the start. I come round the corner thinking, oh, this guy's going a bit slow, so just give him plenty of space, pass him, go back to the outside for the corner. He accelerates into me and takes me out, and takes himself out again. It's ludicrous. So he got reported and he didn't race for a week, so I'm assuming he got himself a ban. But it's drivers like that we could really do without. But I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.